I'm going to show you how to do a lab or a lesson activity builder in Smart Notebook. So if you open Smart Notebook, and you can find Smart Notebook by going to your Finder and then your applications, there's a Smart folder, and then Smart Notebook should be right here. And it will open up and look like this. So if you go to Insert, you see this lesson activity. If you do not have this as an option, that means that you aren't running the most updated version of the Smart software, and so you'll need to go to self-service and download that. And if you have any issues when you're trying to install the most recent software, you can send me an email and I'll help you. But if you click Lesson Activity, this window pops up. And you have several different options here. So Super Sort is a sorting activity, and you have two categories and then some little options that you would sort into the two different categories. And there's two looks to it. There's little Martians and UFOs, and then there's a little monkeys and huts view. The next one is Shout It Out, and this is something that students can use with laptops or desktops and even mobile devices, and they're going to be able to send you images that would go along with a different topic. And so in the example here, they have desert, oceans, forest, and then students shout it out by submitting pictures of the desert, oceans, and forest. And then rank order is another activity where you can put things in order. So if you wanted to work on putting things in alphabetical order, in numerical order, events in a story, putting them in chronological order, anything like that. And you have the two different looks here. You have an ocean, and then you have a little like city view. So you have a couple options there. Flip out is like a matching game. So you flip cards, and it has two, something on the front and something on the back. And then it has two little designs to it. It's the little monkeys and huts and the little aliens and UFOs. But flip out is an activity that you could do well with vocab and definition, like vocab words and their definitions, or different things like that. Fill in the blanks is a close activity, so you would put a passage in, and then they would fill in the blanks from a key of different words. And then match them up is similar to like what we used to do on pencil and paper, where we would you'd have the vocab words on one side and then a definition on the other, and students draw lines from the word to the definition. It's like that, but it's an online activity, and so adding a little interactive technology there. You have an underwater view, and then you have like a little scientist style one, so you can design it however you want. So I'm going to just show you really quickly the super sort. So whatever activity you want to choose, you just click the blue button that says add this activity, and then you can select if it has different styles. You can select if you want, whatever style you want. So I'm going to do the space, and then do you want it to be Mars or do you want it to be the moon? And let's say Mars, and then next. And then this is where you'll put the content in. So let's say I wanted to do even numbers and odd numbers as my options. So even numbers would be 2, 6, 12, 22, 44, and you can put up to 10 different different things in this category, up to 10 items. And then odd numbers. And then once you have all of your information there, you're going to say next. And then these are where you can add a game component to it. And so you can select what you want to add. So there's a timer, a dice where you could pick a number at random if you have your students numbered. Hat pick, you can put in students' names. And so the hat pick will actually, it will draw students' names, or it will draw like the item that you want the student to put in, the buzzer, competing to see who goes next, and then the spinning wheel, which it can either randomly select students if you put your students' names in, or it will randomly select items in your activity, and then the next student has to do that item. So I'm just going to add one of these to show you how you do that. And then for the spinning wheel, how do you want it to randomize? Do you want to do it by sorting items? Do you want to do it by sorting categories? So since we're doing even and odd numbers, if I had it set to sorting categories, we'd spin the wheel and then it would tell us even or odd, even or odd. And then the student that's going next would select an odd number and even number. The sorting items will give us the individual items. So 17, 99, 12, whatever the number is that we're going to sort. Numbers would be like if you have your class numbered, so student number 5 is going to go next. And then a student list, you just put your students' names separated by a comma, and then you can do up to 100 students. Not that you would ever have that many in a class, but you can add your student lists, and then it would spin, and then it would generate a student's name to go next. Oh, actually, well, I didn't want to do the students' names, but that's what we'll do that way. So if we click the spinning wheel, it says no more items because I didn't put in students' names. But what it would do if we had like the category, it would spin, 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 and then where it says no more items here, it'll pop up with the number or odd numbers or however you set it up to do it. So we're just going to sort. So we'll start dragging. And they would do this on the smartboard. So they would go up and they would touch an alien, and they would drag it and drop it in the UFO. And if it's correct, it will disappear, go into the UFO. If it's incorrect, it kind of shakes it out and it goes back. So then students know that they're incorrect, and so they need to do it over again. So, and as you can see, you have the your evens and odds and things are all mixed up. So it's not like, all the even numbers are on one side and all the odd numbers are on the other, just to make it a little harder. And then once you're done, you get this refresh button in the middle. So if we click that, it resets it all. And so students could do this over and over and over. You could have it as a station to where, one group does it and then resets and they move on, and then the next group comes up, and that's something that it wouldn't be a lot of work on your part to manage students working through this activity. So that's the lesson activity builder. Again, you go to the Smart Notebook, you go to Insert Lesson Activity, and then you can really quickly create a interactive and engaging activity for students.